We're surrounded by buildings every single day. But have you ever really stopped and looked at them? I mean, really looked. Most of us haven't. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain and reveal the hidden architecture that holds our entire world together.
It all boils down to a pretty simple question, right? What really turns a pile of bricks and steel into a place we can actually use? Well, the answer is a masterclass in engineering that we pretty much take for granted every single day. So, the part of the building you actually see and interact with, everything from the ground up, that has a name. It's called the superstructure. The best way to think of it is as the building's skeleton and its skin, all rolled into one. It gives it shape, strength, and its whole purpose.
So what we're going to do is take a little conceptual tour. We're going to break a building down into its 5 key parts, starting from the top and working our way down to see how they all work together in, well, perfect harmony.
First up, the roof. You gotta think of it as the building's #1 shield. Its first and most important line of defense against literally everything the world decides to throw at it. At its most basic, a roof is just the top covering of a building. Its whole job is to protect it from the weather. And yeah, that sounds simple, but that simple concept is absolutely critical for everything happening below it.
But a roof does so much more than just keep the rain out. It provides vital insulation to help control the temperature inside, and it even helps with the structural stability of the entire building. It's a true multitasking marvel, really. And this is where you really see that idea of form following function. A house, for instance, needs that classic sloped roof to let rain and snow just slide right off. But a big commercial building, it often has a flat roof because that's the perfect spot to put all those heavy-duty HVAC systems. And here you can see it perfectly. That classic pitched roof with all the overlapping tiles. It's a design that's been tweaked and perfected for centuries, all to do one thing really, really well: guide water away from the structure. All right, so moving on down from the roof, we get to the walls. You can think of these as the building's skin. They define the outside edge and create all the spaces we live and work in on the inside. So what is a wall? Well, to put it simply, it's a vertical element that encloses and divides up space. It's the key ingredient that turns just an open area into a home or an office or a bunch of different rooms. And hey, just like the roof, walls are total multitaskers. They're holding up the floors above them and the roof itself. They give us privacy by creating separate rooms, and of course, they work hand in hand with the roof to form a complete protective shell from the outside world. The cool thing is, the materials really tell you the story of the building. A home might use familiar stuff like brick or a timber frame, but a skyscraper? No way. That needs a much stronger steel frame, and it might have those sleek glass curtain walls, which, fun fact, don't actually support any weight. They just hang there like a curtain to enclose the space. Now, this is cool. This drawing gives us a little peek behind the scenes. It shows the incredible precision that's needed, how every single brick or block is bonded in a very specific pattern to create the most strength and stability. It's basically a functional work of art. Okay, we've got our roof, we've got our walls. Now let's actually step inside and take a look at the surface that supports our every move, the floor. I mean, we walk on them all day, but the floor is so much more than just a surface. It's really the stage where our daily lives play out. It supports us, all of our furniture, and literally every single activity that happens inside a building. Okay, so its most obvious job is load-bearing, holding everything up. But floors also slice a building into different levels or stories, and they play a huge part in our comfort, providing thermal and sound insulation. That's a big reason you don't hear every single footstep from the apartment above you. And again, it's all about purpose. A house floor might use wooden joists, plenty strong for a family. But a big commercial space, like a library packed with books or an office with heavy machines, that needs the incredible strength of reinforced concrete, often topped with something super durable like stone. So, if we just stopped here with a solid roof, walls, and floors, we'd have a sealed box. Pretty useless, right? To actually make it livable, we need openings. We need portals that connect our indoor world with the outside. And of course, we're talking about windows and doors. Windows are kind of like the building's eyes, letting in all that light and air. And doors, well, they're the gateways, letting us move between spaces while also giving us security. So you've got this awesome push and pull going on, right? Openness versus control.
Windows are all about letting the outside in with light and air, while doors are about managing who gets in and out. Both of them are just really carefully engineered holes in an otherwise solid structure.
And you see that same pattern we've been talking about right here too. A home is all about energy efficiency, so you'll probably see double-glazed windows. A modern office building, on the other hand, wants tons of light and an open feel, so it might have gigantic glass walls. Same with doors, a simple wooden door for your house versus a heavy-duty automatic door for a busy office building.
Okay, so we've taken this building apart piece by piece. Now let's zoom back out and see how these 5 components come together to create the complete superstructure.
This table just pulls it all together beautifully. Look at the pattern here. From the roof all the way down to the doors, the basic function of each part is the same, but the materials and the design, they scale up dramatically. From timber and brick in a house to steel, glass, and reinforced concrete in a commercial space. It's the whole blueprint, all in one place.
So, there you have it, the 5 key building blocks of any superstructure. The next time you walk through a door or just look out a window, you're not just going to see a room anymore. You're going to see this amazing interconnected system of shields, supports, and portals. So my question to you is, what are you going to notice now that you never saw before?